Welcome back to Two Witches Talking. It's Megan and Morgan. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, my dear?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. You have the perfect shirt on for today.
I actually chose it because we were talking about spooky season, so I chose it for today's recording.
That's right. We've declared it spooky season. We decided September 1st is
Yes.
Yep, it's spooky season.
Well, it's pumpkin spice season, so I think if we just follow that, it's fine.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. Well, then that means spooky season starts in the end of August.
Yes. I think,
which I'm okay with.
According to Witch Talk and Instagram, after July 5th, it could technically, we can declare spooky season after July 4th.
I love it. I'm here for it. That's when I like. I mean, I don't know. It's so funny. I saw the best thing. It was this guy talking. He was like, the luckiest guys on the planet are the ones that are married to a woman that sees the Spirit Halloween shop pop up and says, "Oh, I can buy decor for the house."
Yes.
For year round.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. I was like, I concur, sir, and your wife is lucky.
Yeah, that's when I bought, Michael's has a Alice in Wonderland, like a dark Alice in Wonderland.
I was wondering if you saw that.
Oh, yeah. No, I already bought stuff for the office just to decorate the office year round.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You walk in, in my office here, I've got a tarot good fortune thing wall hanging that I got from Michael's. Oh, I've got this cute one 2 or 3 years ago. It's like a cauldron and it says witches house rules. And it's zombies must stay outside. Do not open a portal in the house. It hangs on the side of my fireplace year round.
Yeah, I bought one of those from At Home this year. That's witches house rules. And it was so super cute. And I'm like, I got to figure out where to put that in my house.
I know. It's
and
so cute.
I have a Ouija board doormat now.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
careful where you step, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, today we're talking about just kind of some basics of spooky season. I know we want to touch on what the veil is, what we mean by some of the stuff, the veil is thin. And I don't know, maybe we'll touch a little bit on some divination practices, because scrying just popped into my head as oh, that's another one of those words.
Yes.
So yeah, do you want to start us off on talking about that veil and why it is so thin and when it starts getting thin?
Yeah, so the veil, I wanted to add this in for the beginner witches out there, or the new brooms, because that's what I'm going to start calling you all. Yeah. The new brooms that are what does that mean? I don't even understand. What does that mean? So the veil, when we talk about the veil, it's the veil between the worlds. And I am pretty sure that I may have just froze, because it looks like Megan froze.
Just fine.
So I don't know.
You're good.
If I should keep talking. Okay. Okay, you still hear me. Okay.
Yes.
There we go. Are we good now?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So the veil is the veil between the worlds. So it's the veil between our world and the spirit realm, which for us is what gets thin September, October, right around Samhain. And then what people don't know is so the Northern Hemisphere is celebrating Samhain when the Southern Hemisphere is celebrating Beltane. So that means that it's reversed. So when the Southern Hemisphere is celebrating Samhain and their veil is thin, that means that up here in the Northern Hemisphere, our veil is thin at Beltane. But it's generally more of that's thin between this realm and the fairy realm, or the mythical creatures, all of that kind of stuff. So it just means that if basically, I like to think of things as I like to think that the spirit realm is basically just on top of ours. We just can't see it. I mean, of course, psychics and, mediums and clairvoyance and stuff tend, they'll be able to see things year round. But that's how I like to view it, is the spirit realm and our realm are basically on top of one another. And so the little curtain, the little smoke, the mist or whatever that keeps us from interacting on a regular basis just gets thinner and thinner, to where we can interact with them and they can interact with us easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I am of the same belief that the spirit world is all like, it's all like right here with us. And that's why, like, during times outside of Samhain and Beltane, like we get the flash of something out of the corner of our eye, or, you know, a loved one comes through easily in a dream, or, you know, we have those little little instances of seeing things that we don't realize are right there with us. I don't know if that's my issue or your end.
I don't know. I'm not losing internet.
That's so weird. See, I'm showing that the connection is weird, that it's spotty, but I don't know on which end it is.
I don't know either, because I'm showing, like, I keep looking down whenever, like, yeah, you froze again, and this time I didn't have audio either.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, did I freeze on your end?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's so weird. That's okay. I can edit this part out.
Okay. Oh, no,
Okay,
wait a minute. It just went again. Okay.
Oh my gosh. That's weird. Okay, let me make sure everything's closed out.
Okay, now I'm getting sounds.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. See, yeah, you froze again. Okay, let me just close out all of my other windows.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Save and close. Close out there. Okay. The rest of this stuff is fine. Okay. All right. So we'll just see what happens.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll stick with us. Or I don't know, maybe the ghost of the machine is like, no, we don't want to talk about this today.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll just pick up where I was at. Okay. Yeah, so I kind of believe the same thing, that like the spirit realm is here with us in our earthly realm, which is why, like, you know, even outside of like Samhain and Beltane, it's like you can kind of see something out of the corner of your eye, or like your pets or loved ones who have passed on can come through in dreams, like they do. So, and I also think about it almost like, you know, me and like cycles and spirals and all that. It's almost like, you know, with Samhain, we kind of like dip down into the underworld and then we kind of come back up, and like you hit this like median point. But then like towards Beltane, like we come up, and not to say like the fairy realm is like higher than the other, but it's kind of like this up and down motion.
Yeah. No, it actually is in a lot of belief systems. They have a tree as the center of the belief system, and like we live in the middle realm, which is the trunk, and then the roots are the underworld, and then actually the branches of the tree are the fairy realm, ascended masters, you know, your higher self, spirit guides, all of that. So actually, your analogy for a lot of cultural belief paths is the way it's seen.
I love that. Okay. Yeah. Boom. Did it. Yay, intuition. Yeah. But, you know, I think it's also important to state, too, that the veil is always there. And the veil is thin because it's a veil. Think about like a bridal veil. And so that's why we can get those little flashes. That's why we can have intuitive moments where we go into meditation and all that. But it's when it gets the thinnest at those 2 points in the calendar that you mentioned that we're able to access it so much more easily. You know, you don't have to go as deep into meditation, maybe, or like you do see things out of the corner of your eye, or things just kind of like, I don't know, kick up in activity.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Which makes it very fun and very spooky.
Yeah. Well, it's also, I mean, it's good to think too, if you're kind of creeped out, you know, by like, oh, you know, ghosts or those who've passed or whatever, then at least maybe think of it as you're closer to your higher self as well. So you're closer to your guides and your deities and things like that. And so if you kind of get spooked out by ghosts.
Yeah. And remember that like a ghost was just a human before. We're not talking about demons or angels or other entities, but like a ghost was a human, so that's a human spirit. And it's like if a stranger exists, so do your ancestors who want the best for you or love you. So I find that that's a comforting thought too. So we see at the same time the day after Samhain, so October 31st is November 1st, and that is Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, where we honor, in certain cultures, the ancestors who have passed on. And I just love that, and I would love to be able to witness those celebrations as, a trusted friend and confidant and all that. Not to participate, but because it's not my culture, but just to witness it. It just sounds so beautiful to me to gather at the grave sites and lay flowers and light candles and hang out with your people, this side and the other.
I agree. I've never gone to Tucson. Has a very large look, I'm very bad at pronouncing things. Dia de los Muertos parade. And
cool. Yeah.
I've never attended it. I know. Yeah. I've never attended it. And I do regret that. Like, one of these days I'm going to get out there. I'm just not a fan of big crowds of people.
I understand. No, we have a big Day of the Dead fest in Denton, and we try to go every year. And there is a twilight parade, and it's just so cool. So they actually they construct at the beginning of the festival this ginormous ofrenda, which is a tiered altar for your ancestors, for those who were wondering what the hell I'm talking about. But it is on wheels, so it's like on a giant trailer. So in the twilight parade, they actually it headlines the parade. It leads everybody. It's so cool. I mean, and they go all out, and people are wearing like glow sticks and have like glow in the dark paint on like these huge like sugar skull masks that they're carrying, like big signs, and it's very cool. So, I highly recommend going to any celebration you can.
That sounds beautiful. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool. Oh, and I just got chills thinking about it too. I'm like, it's so cool. But yeah, so at this same time, certain practices get a lot easier, like divination, like scrying, which I mentioned earlier. And so I just want to touch a little bit on that. Scrying is just kind of the umbrella term for a lot of things that you can do. So you can use a cauldron or a dark colored bowl filled with water and kind of intuit messages from that. You can use a scrying mirror, a scrying crystal, a piece of jewelry. I have a couple of scrying jewelry pieces from the shop. And that's really just, it's kind of like fire gazing is another form of scrying, where you just kind of, I know you love it, where you have essentially, the shorthand version of it is that you have an object to kind of relax your eyes into. So after you've cast your circle of protection and called in your guides, if that's something that you do, you're able to just kind of relax your eyes onto a focal point and allow thoughts and images to come to you. And it's not like the spooky music box mirror in The Conjuring, where suddenly you see things pop out of nowhere. But it is a really cool way to tap into your intuition, tap into your guides and your ancestors, and find some clarity on things.
Yes, I love. I have a big, huge mirror that I use.
It is huge.
It's massive. It was handmade for me many, many, many moons ago when I owned my brick and mortar store. I do use it. I will pull that guy down at Samhain. Mm-hmm. And I have, I'll set it up with a candle. So I prefer candle scrying, candle mirror scrying. So I will set a candle in front of a black mirror and then focus on the reflection of the candle flame in the mirror. Mm-hmm. And that works best for me. Another fun little tip is if you want to perfect your scrying eyes, I guess, do the magic eye posters from the 90s.
Yes. I had one of those on my wall when I was a kid. I love those. I forgot about them.
You can
Oh my
find them
gosh.
online. Just type in
Mhm.
like magic eye prints or magic eye, and there's websites that still, and look, they're like 2001 websites that are still exist in
Nice.
the but you can just scroll through them, and you can do them on your computer. So if you want to practice your scrying eyes, do the magic eye, the 90s if y'all are like, what's it, if we have like really new brooms here, they're like, what's that? It's like these three-dimensional pictures where it just looks like a bunch of chaos, and then when you can get into the picture, a three-dimensional image will pop out like a sailboat or a duck or something.
If you Google 90s 3D posters,
there you go.
That's you'll probably find it.
So yeah, that's how I actually taught the coven how to scry.
So smart.
We did a bunch of those magic eye, because for me that's how I scry, but also how I see auras. It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. There's a fun little
witch. You could see auras like that. That's so cool.
I have to do it. Like, I don't walk around just seeing people's auras. I used to back in the day, but now I have to get into that frame of mind, and I have to do the eye thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
I could just see us in a couple of weeks. I'll be like, so what about that one? What color is that one?
Yeah. No, it's fun.
That's so cool. Does that get easier around Samhain?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. For me, everything. I feel witchier around Samhain too. I mean, I guess it's just the whole. So like, I do more divination, and I try more to make contact with the other side. And from someone who has seen ghosts before, we have. I don't even know anymore how many we have in the office. We have George. And I was here on Sunday by myself, and there's a woman now, and I don't know if it's the same woman that we've seen before who smokes cigarettes.
All right.
We can smell cigarette smoke like in our shop, and we're like, there's no one smoking a cigarette anywhere near here. So I don't know if it's her or if it's someone new, but as someone who has seen ghosts before and who interacts with them quite frequently, they're not here to hurt you. They're just as curious about you as you are about them. And so the first thing I always do is, like, the minute that you see something out of the corner of your eye or you feel something, I always acknowledge. I'm like, okay, hello, I see you, or I feel you.
Yep.
You know, I'm a friendly, you know. If you have a message or something, you know, that's fine. But if you're here to cause chaos or harm, you can move the hell on, because we don't need that here.
Yeah, I think that's something that's really important, especially for new brooms listening. I love that term. It's so cute. Is that you have a lot of power, especially like in your own home or your own place of business. And even if it's not like your business, like where you work, like you have a certain amount of ownership of that, like energetically. And yeah, there's definitely been times when I'm like, there's just something in this house that should not be here. And so I've told the entity or the ghost, just like, you know, if you're here for our highest good, for positivity, or just to hang out, you're fine. But if you're here to cause trouble, there's the door. Get out.
Yeah.
I want none ya.
Yeah.
Get out my house.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and I've actually found that my great grandmother, Granny, she'll visit me in the kitchen sometimes. And a lot of what we did together was we hung out in her kitchen together. And so it makes sense that she would, you know, come to me while I'm in the kitchen cooking and hanging out, all that. And I have discovered that I can tell when it's her versus somebody else. So it's like, as you do it more and more, as you know, your ancestors or ghosts come through, you do kind of, you're like, oh hey, it's so and so. Like, I bet you know, like when it's George and when it's not.
Yes,
because the energy is different.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised if the technical difficulties, I don't know how much you're going to be able to cut out or not cut out.
Yeah.
So if there were technical difficulties earlier, then she wasn't able to cut out all of them. I would venture to say it was probably George, because he can't mess with this ring light. I bought new ring lights.
Okay.
And he can't, for some reason, the new ring lights he cannot mess with. He cannot turn them on and off. But my old ring light, he turned on and off, and he only did it when I showed amethyst on a live gemstone sale.
What? Why, I wonder?
I don't know. We've bought him yes, we buy our ghost gemstones. Mm-hmm. He has his own amethyst out there. We bought him amethyst as a way to be like, this is your amethyst, George. Stop fucking with my live sales. Yeah. And no, it was only amethyst, or I did purple labradorite one time, and he flipped the light off. But I could do any other gemstone, and he would leave the light perfectly fine during my lives. And you could
do like other purple gemstones, like lepidolite?
He never messed with it. It was I started to realize it was amethyst, but especially if we had like black amethyst in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does he have a black amethyst, or does he have just like Okay.
No, he has a black amethyst, but we do have black amethyst coming up in our next live, so it's going to be very fun to see if he manages. If he's been trying, like he's been working on these new ring lights.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
My two main spirit guides, they each have a gemstone. It was interesting. This is something fun, and I know this is kind of veering off a little bit, but I'm a firm believer in like my guides, my goddesses, they do so much for me, or they're so ready to do stuff for me, that I like to just ask them, can I do anything for you? And most of the time my goddesses are just like, no, thank you for asking. Like, you asked, that's so great. You're good. But my guides were like, we want a gemstone each. And I'm like, okay, what do you want? And so one wanted a labradorite, and the other one wanted this very specific, and I believe it came from one of the ancient crystals boxes, like this white petrified wood, like this chunk. And he was just like, that's so me. And I'm like, you know what? It is so you. So that is sitting there with a feather under it that I know he sent me. And then I've got a labradorite tower, and it's like those two are like up in my glass cabinet with a bunch of other crystals, but I don't use them for anything else. That is for them. And it's just interesting that George also has his own amethyst.
He has a bunch of gemstones over there now, and we keep making offerings to George so that he will stop. And he's been very calm lately, so I guess maybe
that's good.
Well, we set a whole... Okay, so this is off tangent too, but it's so cute. We bought a lot of carved little animals at the gem show this year, but we only bought fat ones. Oh. So they are so adorable. They are so adorable. So we call it our chunky animal farm, and we just put them on display right around all of George's crystals.
Yes.
I haven't seen him or heard him. My guess would be he has been over there the whole time, because we gave him a whole little chunky animal farm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. I did notice there were a lot of little chunky animals in the shop so far this year. Like the little chunky alligator.
Yeah, no, we went a little crazy.
So
yeah,
cute.
We went a little crazy this year.
I have an entire little gemstone menagerie over here, like with all... I have a little yellow calcite duck. He's a little rubber ducky. I found on Etsy that I couldn't resist. So I'm a big fan. Yay. Okay, George. Hooked up with the crystals. Yeah, I love that. So yeah, and those guides like that, and ghosts like that, like to come out around this time. So I would say for me, and you may disagree, but I feel like I start getting those inklings kind of mid to late September, and then it increases as I get to Samhain. And then it kind of like, I don't know, it kind of decreases as I get to like the end of November and get more into that Yule time.
Yes. No, that's about the same for me too. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like it's not like at Samhain or Beltane, it's just like a light switch is flipped on or off, right? It's like it gets more, it gets thinner and more in touch with the other side, and then it starts like thickening up again and losing a little bit of that touch, which I think is a good thing, because otherwise we might go insane in the membrane. Just to pull a little 90s in there.
Yeah. And I think I do, before we end the episode, I think it would be a great time to just talk real quick about the clairs.
Oh, yes.
Because the clairs are your clairvoyance, or your there's all kinds. Your psychic senses. Your psychic senses. That's how we'll phrase it. So you could, let's see, and I keep having freezing again. I don't know if that's happening on the other end, but
no,
I think I talked about George too much. And so now he's upset with me. Okay. Am I freezing?
No, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep having technical difficulties, so maybe. All right, so the clairs are your psychic senses, and there's I'll tell you what, I'll talk about the ones I have experienced myself.
Okay. Yeah.
Clairaudience, which is where you hear things that quote unquote aren't there. Mm-hmm. I've heard singing, I've heard names, I've heard full-on conversations before.
Ooh.
Yeah. I have is clairvoyant, clear knowing, just where you know shit about people or things?
Psychic sense. I had to look it up, so I've looked it up. So clairvoyance is like clear sense of vision, psychic sight. You are thinking of
clairsentient?
Yes. Claircognizance.
Okay. Claircognizance.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one where I've just known stuff about people. It's really hard to explain. Mm-hmm. But then I've also had movies play in my head. So that's clairvoyant. That's where you see things like movies or symbols or things like that.
Yeah.
I have had, and definitely a big one that a lot of people don't realize is clair.
Yes, the nose one. Clair.
It's not gustiness. That's the taste. Clairaudience? Okay.
I don't know how to say that. That's weird to say. It's the clear nosing thing.
Yeah. So that's where, especially if you had like a grandmother that passed that has a particular perfume, or you have a grandfather or an uncle or something that smokes cigars, and all of a sudden you'll start to smell cigars out of nowhere. That one is actually really, that's a very easy one, or it's a very common one, and a lot of people just think, oh, I must be crazy. That is a psychic sense.
It is. It is. Yeah, it's if you think about like all of your senses and then knowing, right? So you've just like things pop in your head, like you were saying, but it's eyes and nose and mouth and hearing, and then there's like the feeling as well.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of like tap into people's emotions, which I feel like it gets kind of lumped into like intuition as well, because there is the psychic element to intuition. But yeah, I've with strangers, I've just been talking to somebody, and the one that stands out is I was talking to this gal at a martini bar. I had never saw her before or since, and she was just chatting with me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, did somebody know where Chanel number 5? And like, I smelled something and I was like, what is that? And I'm like, Chanel number 5? I'm like, I don't even know that's what that smell is. And she was like, oh my God, my grandmother, she just passed away 2 weeks ago. I'm like, oh. Okay. There you go. Take that with what you will.
Yeah, you don't want to tell people too, like, so your grandma's here.
Yeah. Well, and I did, like, and she was like, yeah, we were very close. And I'm like, well, I said, she's with you. Like, she hasn't moved on. She's hanging out with you in a positive way. Like, she wants to be with you. She's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. That's always interesting.
I think too, I've had the taste one happen one time. It was this year. It was during a tarot reading that I was doing for a customer.
Interesting.
And let me tell you, when you research the clairs, and if you want to research, it's CLAIR. So you could just probably type in the clairs psychic abilities, and like it'll give you a list, because there's a shit ton of them. Like, it gets nuanced.
It does.
But when you read about clairaudience, because I know I was like, what the. You're like, clear tasting? That's weird. It's weird as shit. And let me tell you, I was just shuffling the cards. I was tuning into the person's energy. And I was all of a sudden just like... And I was like, why am I tasting? And I said whatever it was. And when that person messaged me back after their reading, they were like, I that was my grandmother's favorite something, da 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 da. And I was like, oh my God. That is the weirdest... Yeah, so it's only happened one time to me that it's only happened once, because you remember weird shit like that where you're just sitting here and you're just like, what does that taste?
Yeah. Well, you say that and I'm like, oh, I've never done the clear tasting.
Yeah.
But when I started getting sick back in August, like before I was getting sick, I had the smell and like I could kind of taste chamomile, and I was like, what is that about? And so I did a lot of the kind of checking in with my body thing, and I checked in with my guides, and I'm like, should I drink some chamomile? And they were like, yes. And it turns out chamomile is great for inflammation and all that. Like, they were trying to like boost me up before the germs got me. But yeah, it was just the strangest thing, and I had just brushed my teeth, so like I was minty and I was still smelling and tasting chamomile tea. And I'm like, well, okay.
Wow.
So it can come through as a message from your spirit guides too.
Yep.
Which is cool.
My spirit guides must really like the new Oreos with the Reese's peanut butter filling in them, because
mine love tacos.
Yes.
I love it. No, it's not me. I don't have a craving. It's my spirit guides.
Yeah, they want me to eat pizza today. I don't know, Colin. I can't argue with them.
I mean,
they want pizza. I don't know.
There's a message in the pepperoni. What can I say?
I love this.
Me too. I know our conversation has gone in like 5 different directions, but I think we hit some of like the little basic stuff of spooky season. And yeah, as we move forward, I think we're going to be talking about spooky stuff a lot. We've got some ghost stories coming in already. So send in more ghost stories, spooky stories, or just like weird, like encounters. If you've looked up and you've seen a UFO flying over, whatever. Because we want to do a spooky story episode here in October. So send those into TwoWitchesTalkingPod, POD @gmail.com, please.
Are we going to add our own to that episode too?
I think we should. Okay. Yeah.
I got to figure out what stories I haven't told yet.
I know.
Because I love telling spooky stories, like real spooky stories. I love it.
Oh, yeah. I do too. And you know what? If it's repeated a little bit, it's fine. Because I think I've heard some of yours a couple of times and I don't even care. Like every time I'm like, tell me more. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, and you've been to like Zach Bagans' museum too, haven't you? That's
where
from.
The shirt came from. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good.
I would love to hear stories from there. Just
yes. Oh yeah. Okay, that's what I'll focus on, because I don't think I've told those stories. Because we went.
Oh, nice. Okay.
No, we went at Christmas a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and that place, I love that place. I don't care what anybody says about Zach Bagans or the Ghost Adventures. Yeah, no, I love it.
Yeah. No, I want to go to the Warrens Occult Museum too sometime. Let's go.
Did you know that the comedian Matt Rife just bought all that?
I saw that. Yeah. And that he's not actually he's the owner of the museum, but the custodian of the items. Like from a legal standpoint, he does not own them. He is just kind of caretaker, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Very strange.
It's just one of those weird topical things. Like, I don't know. I follow him because it's him and a buddy of his, I guess. But I was just like, Man, celebrities, nah, they
I
have
know.
weird hobbies just like us, and I love it.
I know. They're just like us. I'm just glad that Zach Bagans didn't also get that, because then it's just kind of like, okay, dude, you're just going to become like the Monopoly man of all the haunted shit. So I'm glad somebody else got it.
I wonder, he had
break
to
it
have
up.
put a bit into it or something.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
And I'm sure he was really, really ticked off that he didn't get it too.
Well, you know what? I wonder if that's why the Warren estate did it that way, where you're the
Yes.
custodian of the items, not the owner.
I
Yeah.
would think that because the haunted museum is full.
Yeah.
It's full of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
there's a whole
what I've
doll room. You have to pay extra for the doll room, and I was like, no, thank you.
I'm good. I'm good.
Like,
I
it's
don't need to
literally,
do that.
you can see into it, and it is literal floor to ceiling dolls, and you're like, no, there's more than one wall of that.
Yep.
Fuck you. No.
Nope. I'm not going to pay extra to go stand so that I'm surrounded by them.
By creepy dolls.
Yeah, no,
Nope.
you don't do that. Okay, well, I'm excited about all of these episodes coming up. So, it's going to be awesome. Do you have a card for us before
do.
we sign off?
Yes, Fluster. What do you have for us today? What? It applies to spooky season.
I love it.
What is your most irrational fear?
Oh, irrational fear. Squirrels.
The-
Okay, so there's a story that goes
Okay.
with my squirrels. However, I would like to preface this with they have now found that squirrels are attacking other little animals, so they are indeed carnivorous if they want to be, by the way. So, backing up, I went to school at UNT, the University of North Texas, and one of their big, like, kind of pop culture, like, what is it? Not wives' tale. You know what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah, like their little unofficial mascot was this albino squirrel. He was beautiful, all this. There are squirrels all over this campus. They do not care. They will jump up on your lap or jump up on tables to get to your food if you're eating outside. They will walk right up to you. And I always have this like irrational fear of squirrels attacking my ankles. And so when I knew I would go through like a particular part of campus, I would have to make sure that I was wearing like long pants and closed-toed shoes, because as far as I was concerned, those squirrels were going to attack my feet and my ankles. So I have an irrational fear of squirrels. So there you go.
Aww.
I know. Like, I like watching them
Yeah.
from far away. And chipmunks don't bother me, but yeah, there's something about squirrels on the ground close to me that I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Aww.
So yeah.
I will let you know if my vision, or if I was a little blank faced during that. It cut out again. George is fucking with me today.
Yep.
So I'll have to listen to
how it
that
is.
when it airs. And that makes me happy, because now I'm going to listen to this episode and
You're gonna
see
hear
all
all
the
kinds
things
of
I
new
missed.
things.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I would say then for me, just because I guess it would technically be irrational because it's never been proven. I can't prove it. So ever since I was a kid, I have a fear of bridges over water.
Okay.
It's that specific. I can be
Yeah.
on a bridge. I can be on a bridge in a car, going over a train tracks, and I'm good. But the minute that the bridge goes over water, supposedly I have been in hypnosis before, under hypnosis before, and
Yeah.
the prompt was, what was the first time you felt this fear of bridges over water? And that was the prompt, and it took me back supposedly to a past life where I died in a car crash
Oh.
when a car went off a bridge into water.
Yeah. I was gonna say that feels like past life trauma.
So that's why
Yeah.
I say it is technically irrational, because in this life I've never been in a car accident but ever since I was a little kid, the minute, like, there's a huge one in Charleston. that one's bad. And then to get to Coronado Island off the coast of San Diego, my Colin was TDY there one time, and the kids and I decided to go visit him. So I was driving on that one. That was,
Ooh,
yeah, you talk about like me just grabbing the wheel and like focusing straight forward, because the minute I go like this, I'm like, huh, and then
yep.
like you freeze. So
Wow.
So that would say that's my biggest irrational fear is bridges over water.
Well, I would not be surprised if somebody listening today is like, that's not irrational. I have that fear too. Because I've known a lot of people over the years who are, really anxious or fearful about driving over water like that. And here, like, I don't know, we have so many man-made lakes in North Texas. It's ridiculous. I can't go anywhere without driving over water, it seems like. So.
Yeah.
But I've been with people that are like, unlock the doors in case we go over. And I'm like, I'm the only person driving on the bridge. Why would I go over? Like, what's up? Like, just roll the windows down so we can get out. I'm like, okay, absolutely. Let's do it. So I don't think that's all that irrational. It's certainly not a fear of squirrels attacking your feet.
I'm better if the water's right under the bridge too.
Interesting.
I'm better with those.
Okay.
Because I guess I feel like if we're going to go off, it's just going to be a little thing, and then I have time to get out. But maybe it's I don't know.
The big
fear.
drop.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Okay, all right. I know like 5 places you should never drive to. So yeah. Wow. Well, okay. On that note, please send in your spooky stories, your unexplainable encounters. If you have a cryptid story, send that into like anything that's creepy, that's spooky, that's out of the ordinary. Send that in to TwoWitchesTalkingPod@gmail.com. Follow us at TwoWitchesTalking on Instagram, and you can join our Patreon for free and see videos there, including some behind the scenes stuff here and there. And you can also find our videos on YouTube under the Ink Goddess Creations account. Just search for podcasts there, and you'll find ours there, along with Morgan's main podcast. Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, y'all. We will see y'all next week and enjoying more of this spooky season together.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.